Hello and welcome to the Bammsters channel. My name is PFC Calico, and today we're looking at Darknet. Darknet is a game on the Steam platform where you play as either a black hat, white hat, or independent hacker, and your job is to fulfill the bounties on the board. So this game is on Steam and it's also in VR. I'm currently playing as PC as I do not have a VR set at the moment. But when you come into the main menu, you'll start up your new hacking career, and you start off at 25% skill rating. So as you can see, I have been playing a little bit, and it's a puzzler, for want of a better phrase. So you start off, you'll do a small tutorial, and you'll get the basic mechanics of the game. The tutorial's nice and clear, takes it step by step, there's no time limits, and generally it's nice and calm. The music itself lends itself to the game. It doesn't rush you so much, but it keeps you calm, keeps you thinking. But you're acutely aware of any time limits. So if I reconnect to this current contract that I'm working on, or this current bounty, each bounty will have a reward. So here I've got 27 minutes, 13 seconds and counting to get to this node here, or the root node. And to do that, basically all these nodes here that I can access any node here. So if I select this one here, that ring that we see rotating is its firewall, which are these green specks here, which basically block any movement of my viruses, which are these purple things here, from getting to the core of this node here. So if I select this, so what you do is you left click on a node that you want. I don't know the controls on VR, I'm afraid. And then you can set up multiple viruses and then click go, but as you will see in a moment, if you do that, you run the risk of, there we go. So what happened there was, when my virus attached itself to one of these antivirus nodes, when it comes into one that hasn't been injected with a virus, it works, it basically does its job, it works as the antivirus. So if I do that now and select one, what I can do now is I can cancel out sections. But here we were lucky and we managed to capture this node. So now that we've captured that, we get any of the monetary assets within, and that node is now being captured. So if it's shielded, it has more antivirus nodes that you've got to clear. It's got more security, same with the firewall. So if it's select this node here, not only has it got shielding, but as you can see, I've got one route in for my virus. Well, no, in fact I don't. I haven't got any routes. I've got no way of accessing this node here, so there's no point at all in even attempting that one. Now, to get rid of one of these firewalls, what you do is you select a node that's directly attached using these lines to one with the firewall, and from there basically try and crack into. So this one's relatively easily done, thankfully. There we go. So this one's captured. We got a paltry sum of 1.7k. As we saw there, on this node here, we lost a firewall. This one we haven't. And I believe that's because this node and this node both have firewalls, which means this one gets a firewall. So if two nodes or more have firewalls, then one that they're attached to also get firewalls. And the more nodes that are attached that also have firewalls, the firewalls become stronger in each subsequent node. It's a bit of a mouthful, but basically you try and get these easy ones first, which have no shields, no firewalls, no nothing, and you work your way along. Now the shields, what they do is, have I got one? Yeah, I can get one. Right, so you get viruses, hydras, exploits, and worms. Now the worms you unlock as part of your rewards. So as you complete bounties, you'll get bitcoins, and with those bitcoins you can buy upgrades for your hacking machinations. So at this point I'm going to buy a hydra for 4k, and what a hydra allows me to do is any unshielded node that's directly connected to the one that I'm going to implant this, and now I can't put it into a shielded node already or one that I haven't captured. I can only implant this hydra into one that I've captured. Now watch. So these shielded ones, nothing happened. But all the subsequent nodes within this sector that weren't shielded, had no firewalls, had nothing attached to them, I captured. Which meant then I could pretty much negate the lengthy task of having to do each of those little mini games. Now, exploits will reduce the level of protection on a node by 1. This is ice. The only way to break this is by using an exploit. So if I buy that for 4k and inject that, that then breaks that. And if you look there, that's actually unlocked for us the ability to capture this node for $345,000. So I'm going to pop that node there, which will then activate that. But once these are activated, they disappear, which leaves me then to use this one, which should, hopefully, he says, capture this node with relative ease. There we go. So I've now just got $345, which now allows me to upgrade the number of viruses I've got to 6. I can get another hydra, I'm going to get another exploit, and I'm going to get a worm. Now, worms I can inject to... Oh, there we go.
Error. Worms can only be installed.
There you go. So they can only be installed in captured nodes, and what they'll do is they'll basically run a random course, and they'll inject themselves into a random node, decreasing its defenses, but it also acts like a captured node. So if I just inject that, there's my worm. There he goes. There we go. So it's corrupted, and it acts similarly to a captured node, but it's not actually captured. What it does is it reduces the level of defenses on surrounding nodes. So notice this one and this one that were shielded are no longer shielded, making them vulnerable to my hydra. So really, what I should have done was capture that one, run the worm, and then run the hydra to capture this whole sector. Now, the only real benefits of doing this, or capturing entire sectors, is to get as much money as possible and get as many viruses as possible, because the more viruses you have, the easier it becomes then to capture sectors. Now, these yellow lines here speed up the travel of my virus. So if I do that and then click go, watch. Dink. So in one swoop, that entire yellow sector was captured. I'll do that one. So there we go. And we've got it. Only 5k, but hey, it's done. So I can leave that there. Any hydra that I input later on, as long as it's connected to this sector, it will automatically capture it. I'm not too fussed. But what I want is to start getting some of these larger value nodes under my control, because then that's where the big bucks are. That's what I want. I want the money to be able to upgrade my viruses, or the numbers of them, because by doing that, it makes my life easier. And as you can see, I've now only got 20 minutes. So time does fly with this game. And I tell you what, it's very addictive. Very, very addictive. And in all the good ways. For such a simple concept, it makes me want to come back for more. And that is just ideal. That is all the hallmarks of a great game. Now, I am bandying great around, because obviously great is subjective. But what I did there was I used my right mouse button there to reset, which resets all my tries. There are no consequences. The only consequence is if I run out of time, I get a reduction in prestige and skill, or my skill level, and it means that then dictates the level of bounties I can go with. There we go. So that's that one done. So really, it's more beneficial to kind of run not so much blocking tactics, but tactics where I erase some of these other antivirus nodes that I don't want to use in favor of opening up a path. So this one here I might be able to use, but instead I'm going to pop this one and then I'll grab that one. There we go. So that has now left that one free to do its business, and there we go. So as you can see, it can be quite quick. It's good fun. I really do suggest it to anyone that loves a bit of... It's not hard thinking, but it does get you thinking laterally of, right, where can I go? What's my best option going to be? So I probably could have just taken out those two there and just gone straight with that one, but I think, if I remember rightly, there was a node here. And there we go, this node is ours. And as you can see, just from the whole time I've been talking with you, it's a really good game. It really is. The developers have done a really good job of making everything nice, clean, crisp, and it's done in an easily accessible way. And that's what makes me want to come back, is the fact that it's not that it's easy, not by any means, but what it is that it's engaging, and I find it fun to play. So I'm going to see if that node works. I hope it does. I don't think it will, because here we go. Oh, just. So I'm going to activate this one instead. Oops. Oh no, didn't. Oh no. Right, that one. Let's go with that one. And then that one. And that one. And that one. No. Right, to remove a virus, you just left click again. Let's go with that one. Right, there we go. So if I now use my last two viruses on those two, so they don't cancel each other out. There we go. This node is now ours. So we've got a fair bit of money now. So I'm going to check to see if I can get another one. No, I can't get another virus. Not for another, well, another 128, 130k. I can get another virus, which will take me up to 7. So I would thoroughly recommend trying to get as many viruses as possible. Now, I've got a couple of nodes here that are undefended, and one or two of them have got some extra cash, so I'm going to use up my hydra, because it's still quite cheap and cheerful, and we should see these nodes disappear. There we go, it sends a signal along. There we go. Now, I could have used my exploits. I'm going to use the exploit on this one, because I want to degrade the level of security on this hey big spender. Right, so it's a very large zone that I've got to deal with, and what I think I might do is I'll try and get rid of these ones over here, try and get rid of these ones over here, and do something with these and have my virus start across from here, because I think it's a bit too crowded over here and it's a bit too crowded over here for me to do anything. Unless I can do this. There we go. So let's get rid of that one. No, I don't think that would work actually. So let's go with that one, which will get rid of that one, that one, that one, and that one. I can get rid of these three here in a line, which will leave that one, that one as well. In fact, we'll put that one in, see what happens. Because then that leaves me with 3 viruses. So I can inject 3 viruses at a time, and then have them do their business. There we go. And we'll chuck that one in. There we go. So it's done those. Now I suspect if I put that in, that's going to reach right around that corner before I even get anywhere near the core. Yeah, it will. Oh, just too slow. So as I say, it doesn't matter if you use up all your viruses, you still have the opportunity to be able to redo it again, and it doesn't even close the node off, which is great. I would love to see what this would be like in VR. I think it would be brilliant, personally. So if you've got VR, it'd be interesting to see what people think. So I'm going to inject here. Now I think what I should have done, instead of concentrating on this side, I've got 2 viruses left, so if I pop that one and that one, I'll stop those 2 from cancelling each other out, and we'll get this node. There we go. Now, as far as I'm aware, each bounty will be different. So now that that's unshielded, I haven't exactly made it any easier for us, so yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that one. I'm going to try and use that one as my main staging point, he says. Okay, maybe not. Now I'm probably going to end up taking that one out. There we go, so I've unintentionally taken that one out by mistake, so what I want to do is actually that. There we go. And then Probably, no, if I do that, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then by the time it hits these two, it will have taken that one out as well. Which isn't what I don't want. However, that might be a bit more beneficial to open up this gap. There we go. So that's opened that gap. I'm going to open it up over here as well. That would be ideal. There we go. If I put, let's see, put one here. That should hopefully reach around that corner by the time it reaches around here. If I put one here, that should reach up there. Let's see how we go, and then I'll put my virus into there. There we go, so it's got rid of that. So hopefully, we should capture this node. Oh, here we go, there it goes. Yes! Look at that. We just got ourselves a nice cool million. I'm going to buy myself a lot of viruses. Another hydra. Another couple of exploits, I think. And a virus. A worm, even. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck this. In fact, no, I'm going to chuck in my exploits. I'm going to get rid of these two ice nodes. There we go. Because then that will make my life easier when I want to try and get the root, because then I'll take all these nodes that are attached to it, reducing its defenses. Now if I chuck that in and put it here, let's see where it goes. Hopefully it'll go to somewhere decent. Oh, straight to the root core, root node. Excellent. Which then drops that one. So if I start taking these ones, so now I've got 10 viruses. By that point, you know, you've got that many viruses that the only mistake you do tend to make is that you end up putting too many down, and you cancel out all of your entry points by accident. But now that I've got 10, I can start capturing some of these nodes here that will then help me take this. And that's, at the end of the day, is the aim of the game. So if I take that one, but no, I'll take this one, we'll see where that leaves us. Okay, so that'll take those two. And if we take that one and that one, and that one, there you go, that'll leave those, leaving that one. See? Having as many viruses as possible is so beneficial. So beneficial. And that's just taken out the last firewall. And we've got 10 minutes to get this node. So if I do that one, that one, that one, that one and that one, and then that one, that one, that one, leaves me 2. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to set my virus off here. So I'm clearing as much of this as possible. There we go. Oh, I think he's only gone and done it. Yes, he has. There we go. That's our root node done, and we capture the entire network. There we go. So, because I've completed the bounty, I get 19 bitcoins. Download the data, and I finished it in 18 minutes and 19 seconds. So when you click download data, it will bring you back to your, I suppose, your home menu. You've got your settings, pieces of information, which I believe are grounded in actual information, so real life information. So I now have enough bitcoins to get faster viruses. So as we saw on those smaller nodes, the virus was very methodical, shall we say. It's quite slow in its progress. So I really want decent speed. So then it makes my life just that little bit easier, clearing nodes quicker, getting that money quicker, and just generally getting those bounties quicker. Now, as you can see, we have 10k starting funds that enable worms, faster viruses, 20k starting funds, access deep web, data view, and backbone access. So 20k funds, it's exactly as it says on the tin. Access deep web, so view hidden networks and more lucrative bounties on the deep web, only recommended for hackers with a skill of 50% skill rating or greater, so mine at the minute is just under 30%. Not enough. Unlock data view, gain access to an unprocessed view of the network code while hacking. With training, this can allow hackers to read hidden network data. So if I ever get to that point, that's 2,000 bitcoins for crying out loud. I'm assuming the higher the skill rating missions will mean that you receive, if you're successful, more bitcoins. The backbone is an extremely secure hidden network that processes enormous amounts of network traffic. Enter with caution. Well, that sounds ominous, doesn't it? Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed playing this. The guys that have made this, it's been brilliant. It's clean, it's crisp. The music goes so well with the game. This art style fits it perfectly. And the fact that it's not only is it just a VR title, it's also playable with a keyboard and mouse. Brilliant. Excellent work. And I thoroughly recommend this to anybody that wishes to have a challenging puzzler on VR or even just on Steam. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, even if you're not interested. These guys are indie developers and they need the help that they can get, because who knows, if we can get a sequel to this or even more patches or whatever, brilliant. I think it's well worth it. Thank you, I've been PFC Calico. This is the Bammsters channel.